So this video is just looking at how to make a few wee clay samples where we're going to emboss some textures and some shapes into it as an experimental piece just before we create our ceramic sea life bowl. Of course, we're just beginning by rolling out our clay here, making a wee clay slab using our two guides. As you can see, I'm flipping the clay over each time. Clay actually has a memory, so you're creating even tension each side, because when that goes in the kiln, if you only roll the one way, it will curl in the kiln and it'll warp, remembering the tension and the shape that you put on it. To create the base of our little sample, you use just a little basic cookie cutter. You can buy these in any shops in Tesco's or anything. Just pop the wee cutter down and with a bit of firm pressure cut out a nice circle shape, and that's what you're going to apply your design to and your composition. We're just going to peel the excess off, keeping a little bit to roll a little coil in a wee second to create that hanging handle in the back. So what you want to do is you want to roll yourself a little coil, okay, not too thick, nice and fine. And once we've got that rolled out, nice even shape, we're going to score a wee bit in 2 points where we want that hanging ring to join on. Remember to always score. You should really slip your clay as well, but it doesn't really matter here because we're going to press it in, and that allows it to join and adhere. Now that we've got our little sample circle, we can start to experiment with some embossing techniques, creating different little textures and different little shapes. And this will look lovely once the piece is finished and decorated with some oxides and some glaze. This is a very versatile technique, and you can use a range of materials. So you can see here, you can use some corn or little edges of plastic. But today we are going to use things from the beach to do with sea life, as we're studying this for a sea bowl. So you can just begin by laying out your composition and just think of it like a blank canvas. You start to put pieces here and there of seaweed, trying to maintain a bit of a balance, but just have a bit of fun and experiment and see what sort of marks you can create. And so you just gently roll in that seaweed, creating those textures within the clay. I'm then going to take some of my shells and start rolling them in, impressing and indenting some of those wee patterns to see what sort of marks I can make and explore some of those different textures that can be created. And once you're finished and you're happy with your composition, you can just pull out those wee bits of seaweed, leaving those lovely textures for the underglaze and the oxides to draw in and create those lovely patterns in your piece. Now the little samples are ready for the kiln. They'll go in for a bisque fire to 1000 degrees. Once they're fired, then come out and we can start applying our glazes on our decoration. So keep an eye out for that wee video in the future.